You wake up every morning and the day already feels half spent. Your body moves, but your mind drags a chain. You check your phone before you even drink water. The news is loud. The bills are louder. By the time you stand at the sink, you have already argued with 3 people in your head. You tell yourself you will be calm today, but your chest is tight and your jaw is hard. If this sounds like you, breathe with me for a moment. There's a small door you keep walking past every night. When you learn to use it, your mornings change. Close your eyes for 5 seconds and picture the life you want. See one room, one face, one number in your hand, one quiet victory. Hold it. That image is more powerful than your current reality. This is law. You do not attract what you want. You attract exactly what you are and what you rehearse with feeling. If you keep saying, "I'm broke," your subconscious will record that order. It does not care if you are joking. It does not take sarcasm. It writes the line you repeat and it runs it. Tonight I will show you a very short way to change the line. 3 simple sentences before sleep. Do them cleanly and you will notice a small shift within 7 days. I tested this myself for 7 nights. The 8th morning, I woke before the alarm with a light head and a steady chest. I felt an easy, gentle focus I had not felt for months. I found myself humming in the shower. Emails I had ignored felt simple to answer. A phone call I feared became a calm yes. Nothing magic exploded. I had not won the lottery or moved to a new city. But the day lined up, like chairs set in order before a meeting. Why? Because the night before I gave a clear order and my inner staff carried it through the dark. No one told you the truth about the last 3 minutes before sleep. They are not throwaway minutes. They are a gate. In those minutes, your mind becomes quiet enough to take one clear picture and file it at the very top. Your word in that window is like a stamp on a letter. Once stamped, the letter does not ask for more talk. It travels. In the morning, your attention follows that stamp. You notice what matches your stamp. You meet the helpful person you would have missed. You pick the right words in a hard talk. You feel a steady push to do one clean task. This is not luck. It is law. Your word is your wand. Most nights we use the gate the wrong way. We scroll through other people's lives. We rehearse old shame. We eat mind noise like junk food and then wonder why we wake up heavy. We say, tomorrow will be chaos, and our day obeys. We think we are being honest or funny, but the subconscious does not test for jokes. It only files. If you give it fear, it files fear. If you give it a clear, present line with warm feeling, it files that. When you hear me say law, I mean a simple, repeatable pattern. The pattern is this. What you speak with feeling and attention at night becomes the line your day reads in the morning. I am not going to ask you to believe anything hard. I am not going to ask you to buy anything. I am not going to ask you to sit for an hour. You need 2 minutes, your voice and your breath. That is all. Speak one clean line. Feel it for a moment. Seal it in quiet. You will sleep better because your mind has a clear job. You will wake better because your mind has a clear map. If you have ever felt like your life is a messy desk, this is you picking up one page, naming it, and putting it in the top drawer. Let me be plain because plain words are strong. At night, your mind is soft clay. It takes shape. In the day, your mind is a fired pot. It holds what it was shaped to hold. Shape it softly at night, and it will hold peace in the morning. Keep jabbing at it with worry, and the pot cracks. You already know this without a book. Think of a night you fell asleep after a good talk or a good laugh. Think of how the morning felt. Now think of a night you fell asleep after an argument in your head. Think of how the morning felt. You do not need a lab to measure this. You can feel it in your bones. So here is the strong claim, and I want you to hear it like a bell. Your last words at night become the first forces of your morning. Say nothing, and the world will fill the silence for you. Say the wrong thing, and you will chase noise all day. Say the right thing, with a warm chest and a steady breath, and the day will close ranks around that line. If you doubt me, keep listening. Skepticism is fine. It means you care about truth. But give truth a fair test. Tonight, before sleep, do not scroll. Do not argue. Do not beg. Issue a clear order. If you are worried that orders sound harsh, remember this: an order can be gentle. The ocean obeys the moon without shouting. You can speak softly and still be firm. You can be kind to yourself and still be clear. Your inner world has wanted clarity from you for a long time. It is tired of mixed signals. One minute you say, I am ready. The next minute you say, I am not enough. One minute you say, money flows to me. The next minute you mutter, I never catch a break. Tonight we stop the tug of war. Tonight you give one line and you mean it. Close your eyes again, just for 5 seconds. Picture the life you want, not the whole story. One small, real scene. You are at the counter, you pay and you breathe easy. You sit at your desk, the email is sent. You hear the word, yes. You smile at a face that loves you. Do not reach for a huge scene you cannot hold. Pick a small one your body can feel. Your breath is the bridge. Inhale through the nose. Exhale slowly. Let your shoulders melt. Now, without straining, whisper inside your chest, it is done. That is all for now. The rest of the details will come later. For this moment, I only want you to feel the idea that your word matters. You may ask, why before sleep? Why not at lunch? At lunch, your conscious mind is loud. It argues, it lists, it cross-examines. Before sleep, the judge goes home and the clerk stays to file. The clerk is loyal, the clerk does not debate. The clerk files what you handed in last. Give the clerk a clear, kind line, and it will place it right on top. In the morning, it will hand it to you first thing. That is why the shower hums. That is why the hard email feels simple. That is why the small chance appears where you never looked before. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need to do this every hour. You only need to catch the night gate and walk through it. If you forget, forgive yourself and try tonight. If you are hurting, this is not denial. This is balance. You are giving hope equal airtime. You are giving order a chance to speak. And order, once it speaks, is steady. Say the line as if you already stand in the room you want. Feel it for a few breaths. Seal it with a gentle quiet. Then roll over and sleep like someone who knows the letter is already stamped and on its way. Your word is your wand. Speak once. Seal it. Walk on. It is done. You wake up every morning and promise yourself, today I'll be calm. But when the lights go off, you hand the microphone to worry. Your body is in bed, yet your mind starts a midnight parade. It replays old scenes you didn't ask to watch. It edits imaginary arguments. It builds a shopping list, then jumps to money math, then jumps again to everything that could go wrong. You stare at the numbers on the clock and feel them crawl. You turn on your phone just for a minute. And now the blue light is teaching your nervous system a lesson it will repeat back to you at sunrise. This is the problem most people never name. Those last few minutes before sleep decide the tone of your next day, and almost no one uses them on purpose. You think you are just passing time until sleep comes, but your subconscious mind is still wide awake and taking notes. It is not a judge. It does not test jokes. It does not argue your case or sort truth from sarcasm. It files what you repeat with feeling. If the final lines of your night are complaints, the filing cabinet gets labeled complaints. If the final lines are fear, it stamps fear. If the final lines are clear, simple, present tense words, it stamps those instead. Look at how easy it is to program a bad morning without meaning to. You glance at bills, sigh, and whisper, "I never catch a break." You scroll through highlight reels and tell yourself that everyone else is ahead. You rehearse tomorrow's conversation 3 different ways, all of them tense. You fall asleep while your thumb moves. You think nothing of it. But inside, the night clerk is working. It carefully places your last words at the top of the stack, ready to hand them back when you wake. You get out of bed and, without knowing why, you start scanning for stress. You pick the sharp word instead of the gentle one. You miss the small door of opportunity because your eyes are busy searching for proof that today will be hard. This is not fate. It is the simple momentum of what you practiced in the dark. There are no idle words at night. In the day, your attention has many guards at the gate. At night, the guards are off duty and the scribe keeps writing. This is why offhand lines are dangerous. I'm broke. I'm unlucky. Tomorrow's going to be chaos. You might toss them out like crumpled paper, but the scribe smooths them, flattens them, and files them, all because you said them last and felt them. The cost shows up 12 hours later. Heavy steps to the bathroom, a tight jaw at the first email, a quick no to a good idea, a small mistake you didn't need to make. You tell yourself the world is against you, when in truth, your night words were against you. Let me make it simple enough for a child. Bedtime is a remote control for tomorrow. Whatever channel you pick with your last words will be the channel that plays when you wake. If you choose the worry channel, you will hear worry music in the shower. If you choose the order and good channel, you will hear steady music. Your night routine is not just brushing teeth and turning off the lamp. It is choosing a channel with your mouth. Most of us were never taught this. We were taught to be realistic, which often means downloading stress at midnight and calling it honesty. We were taught to check the phone, just in case. We were taught that venting is harmless, that sarcasm is safe, that the mind needs to get it all out. But the subconscious mind is not an editor. It is a recorder. It records the last thing you say with heat on it. If the last thing is, "I always mess this up," then tomorrow will feel like a scavenger hunt for proof. If the last thing is, "Everything is falling apart," then your attention will gather loose threads and wave them like flags. The recorder is loyal, not wise. Loyalty without wisdom needs your leadership. Here's another way to see it. Imagine your inner world as a team working the night shift. They do not care about your speeches at noon. They care about the work order you hand them at 11:59 p.m. If the order says, "Find stress," they will find it. If the order says, "Notice support," they will notice it. If the order says, "Move this one thing forward," they will place that task in the front of your mind at 9 a.m. The team is not lazy or cruel. It is obedient. It needs a clean memo. Now look at the tiny habits that write dirty memos, the phone glow that keeps your brain on alert, the doom scroll that floods your senses with loud pictures you cannot solve, the self-talk that sounds smart because it lists problems but never asks for order, the double-speak that says, "I want money," while muttering, "Money is hard," the last sigh that says, "Tomorrow is gonna hurt." None of these are neutral. They are instructions. When you say, "I'm only venting," notice how your body tenses. That is feeling. Feeling is glue. It sticks the sentence to your nervous system. when you say, "It's just a joke," but the joke is, "I'm broke," listen to your breath. It shortens. That is glue. When you think, "I'll just scroll until I'm sleepy," watch your shoulders rise. That is glue. The subconscious follows the glue, not the excuse. "I'm not doing this on purpose." Of course. No one taught you that before sleep is a gate. No one taught you that the scribe writes fastest at the end of the day. No one taught you that small words spoken with heat do more than big ideas spoken without it. You are not broken. You are simply untrained in a simple law. Law does not punish you. Law repeats you. If you do not give it a line, it will echo whatever line was loudest in the room. A video, a worry, a memory from 3rd grade, a stray comment from a stranger on the internet. Then morning arrives and you wonder why your attention defaults to problems. It is not mystery, it is programming. This is why you can feel both exhausted and wired at the same time. Your body wants sleep, but your night words keep the pilot light high. You think you need more willpower in the morning, when what you really need is less noise at night. You think you need a brand new life, when what you really need is a brand new last sentence. You think your mornings are random. They are not. They are reading from last night's page. I am not scolding you. I am showing you the lever. You can be kind to yourself and admit the truth. You have been letting random inputs set your internal GPS to nowhere, then waking up and driving in circles. You have been pouring worry into the mold and waking up surprised that the vase holds worry. There is no shame in this. There is only a choice to make tonight. Name the problem clearly. Your bedtime words are steering your day. If you do not speak with intention, the loudest fear will speak for you. If you keep feeding your mind a late-night diet of stress and comparison, it will serve the same plate at breakfast. If you keep saying, "I never get ahead," your eyes will skip right over the very help that would move you ahead. If you keep saying, "I can't," your tongue will forget the sentences that could open a door. The fix is not dramatic. It is not theatrical. It is small and faithful. It learns to stop giving bad orders at night. It learns to stop letting the phone decide your first feeling tomorrow. It learns to pick a new channel with a single present tense line. Speak it like you mean it. Let your body feel it for a few breaths. Seal it with quiet. The night clerk will file that too. And morning, obedient as always, will begin to read from the new page. This is the hinge the whole door swings on. When I say law, I am not asking you to memorize a theory. I am pointing at a pattern you can test in one night. The last clear impression before sleep becomes the first force in the morning. The subconscious is a perfect servant. It does not cross-examine, it does not grade your mood, it does not correct your grammar. It files what you give it, especially what you give it with feeling. That is why we stop throwing random words into the dark and start issuing a single, clean decree. Your word is your wand. You have felt this principle work on bad days. Go to bed stewing about a slight, and the morning greets you with fresh reasons to be offended. The mind did not create new enemies. It simply tuned your attention to the channel you picked before sleep. The same machine can be aimed the other way. Give it an ordered line, and it will tune toward order. Give it a kind line, and it will tune toward kindness. Give it a line of provision, and it will tune toward easy, right supply. Impression is the mother of expression. Night is when you choose the mother. There are 3 movements that make a decree live. First is the spoken word. You speak out loud so that your own ear becomes a witness. Sound makes the invisible intention take on weight. Whispering in your head keeps the thought private. Speaking with your voice moves it into the room and into your body. Say it the way a judge reads a verdict. Calm, exact present tense. Do not decorate it. Do not beg it. Do not pad it with "I hope" and "maybe." Speak the line as if you were already standing in the room you want. I now walk in ordered good. I am guided to right action. My supply circulates freely under grace and in perfect ways. You will notice a small softening in the jaw when the sentence clicks. That is the body agreeing with the word. The second movement is feeling. Feeling is not theater, it is warmth. Think of it as the current that carries the word forward. If you speak a perfect sentence with a cold body, the line will sit on the surface, like a leaf. If you let your shoulders melt and your breath lengthen, the sentence sinks in and plants. You do not have to chase a giant emotion. A 5-second picture is enough. Your hand presses send and relief spreads. The bill is paid and you exhale. The meeting ends and the room feels light. Hold the picture only long enough for the chest to loosen. The subconscious reads the temperature more than the vocabulary. Let the temperature say yes. The third movement is the seal. Silence is not empty. Silence is the stamp. After you speak and feel, you go quiet to stop the habit of arguing with your own request. Quiet is how you end the tug of war. Quiet says, the letter is stamped, the runner has left, the matter is handled. It is done. If a stray thought returns to check on the outcome, answer once, gently, with the same final line. Then let it pass. You are not ignoring your life. You are refusing to water the weeds. The seal protects the seed. If you want a picture that a child can hold, imagine a bright envelope placed in a night mailbox. The spoken word is the address on the front. The feeling is the postage that pays the trip. The seal is the hand pressing the flap flat. You do this one time carefully and the envelope begins its route while you sleep. Morning does not invent a destiny. Morning simply delivers the mail you sent in the dark. You may wonder why the present tense matters. Present tense closes the back door. I will and I'm becoming leave the room open for delay. There is a place for growth language during the day when you plan and practice. The night decree is different. The decree is identity. You speak from the end and let the path appear under your feet. I now receive perfect guidance. I now act with clean courage. I now circulate money with calm, and it returns to me multiplied. Do you feel how the body settles when now is in the sentence? The subconscious does not store someday, it stores pictures with a date stamp. Give it today's date. If a part of you resists the sound of command, remember that command can be gentle. Command is not shouting at life. Command is clarity with warmth. The ocean obeys the moon in silence. You can say, I am provided for under grace, with a voice as soft as a lullaby, and it will carry farther than a desperate plea. Begging tells the mind you do not have. Command tells the mind the order has been placed. One makes you chase. The other lets good find you because you stand still long enough to be found. There is a small technical point that matters, and it is simple. Your own voice has special authority inside your system. You can read a quote on a page and feel good for a minute, but when your ear hears your mouth, the circuit completes. The body hears. The breath agrees. The chest warms. The jaw loosens. The shoulders fall. These are little yeses from the nervous system, and the subconscious listens to those yeses even more than to pretty language. That is why we keep the decree short. That is why we choose words you could say half asleep without tripping. That is why we avoid double meanings, sarcasm, and negative forms. The law reads the headline, not the footnotes. Make the headline clean. You might ask where faith enters this. Faith is not a mood you force. Faith is the peace that rises when the pieces line up. Speak in the present. Let the body feel. Seal in silence, and faith appears like a tide coming in. You will notice that you do not rush to check your phone. You will notice that the first problem of the day looks smaller. You will notice that one email feels easy to write, and writing it pulls the next action into view. The decree did not rearrange the world overnight. It rearranged your inner order, and inner order changes what you notice and how you answer. Sometimes the mind will ask for proof before it speaks. That is fine. Give it a small assignment. Pick a simple area, one conversation, one payment, 1 hour of focused work, and speak a single line about that. I now speak calm and clear in this meeting. I now settle this bill with ease. I now complete this hour with quiet focus. Feel a small warm yes in the chest. Seal it. Sleep. In the morning, watch for a matching moment. When you catch it, whisper thank you and move on. Gratitude is not flattery. Gratitude locks the win into place and teaches the mind which pattern to repeat. If you worry about lying by speaking in the present, listen deeper. You are not faking a bank balance or pretending pain does not exist. You are naming the pattern you choose to serve. There's a difference between denying facts and installing order. Facts describe the scene. Order describes the script you follow inside the scene. Under grace and in perfect ways keeps the decree lawful. It makes room for answers you did not plan and protects you from forcing outcomes. When you add those words, notice how your chest gets even softer. That softness is confidence without strain. This practice does not make you passive. It makes you precise. After a few nights, you will feel a tug to do the next simple thing that matches your line. You will call the right person. You will clear a corner of your desk. You will move money with clarity instead of dread. That is the decree at work. Do not dramatize it. Do not rush to label every event a miracle. Let quiet order be your sign. It will look like peace arriving early and staying late. Now bring it into your hands. Sit at the edge of the bed. Set the phone face down or farther in another room. Put one hand on your chest so you remember you have a body, not just a head. Breathe until your shoulders drop. When your breath is slow, speak the line you want stamped on the morning. Speak it once, twice, 3 times with the same calm cadence each time. Feel a small scene that proves it true. Seal it with silence. Whisper, if you like, "It is done." Then stop. Roll over. Sleep as someone who has mailed a letter and trusts the route. This is the principle, and it is mercifully simple. Speak the line. Feel it enough to warm the body. Seal it so you stop undoing it. The unseen is obedient. The day will arrive ready to read from the page you placed on top. Decide, align, become. Or in the oldest phrasing, I know and love, your word goes forth and does not return void. Let me make this principle walk on the ground. Sarah is 32, a freelance designer with an inbox full of almosts. She was tired of waking up heavy and late to her own life. She did not want a grand ritual. She wanted a small lever that worked. For 1 week, she tried the night decree. No candles, no playlists, phone face down in another room, hand on her chest to remember she had a body, not just a head. She spoke one clean line in the present tense, felt the warm yes for a few breaths, and sealed it with quiet. The sentence she chose was simple. I now work in clear order, and right clients find me under grace. Then she slept. Night 1 felt ordinary. Noise tried to creep in, and she answered once with the same line, then let it pass. Night 2, her shoulders dropped sooner. Night 3, sleep came faster. On the 5th night, she woke once, rolled over, and noticed something new. Her jaw was not clenched. On the 8th morning, she was up before the alarm, humming in the shower like a child who knows the day already likes her. Before lunch, an old contact wrote back with a clean yes on a small project she could finish in 2 days. That afternoon, a friend texted, not with gossip, but with a referral and a deadline that matched her calendar. Nothing dramatic, no fireworks, just chairs coming into a row. When she looked back, the pattern was plain. She'd given the clerk a clear memo at night, and the day handed it back to her first thing. Michael runs a small team and dreads one weekly meeting. His throat tightens when a certain colleague talks over him. He decided to test the decree on one scene only, not his whole career. Every night for 7 nights, he chose one line. I now speak calm and clear. The right words meet me at the right time. He pictured a tiny moment instead of a grand victory, the part where he pauses, breathes, and says one sentence without hurry. He sealed with quiet and went to sleep. The first meeting after this felt different by degrees, not by thunderbolt. He did not win a trophy. He did not dominate the room. But he noticed his breath, waited for a beat, and spoke once without that sharp edge. A quiet person on the call backed him up, and the pushy colleague sat back. When the meeting ended, Michael felt the clean click of a drawer shutting. He did not explain it as magic. He explained it as order. Anna lives alone and has been rebuilding after a hard year. Bills have made her chest tight. Her old habit at night was to scroll until her eyes hurt and then whisper, "Tomorrow will be a lot." She decided to hand the night a new line. Money circulates easily. I handle every step in peace. She felt one small scene, a screen saying, paid, a soft exhale. Then she sealed it. On the 3rd day, she noticed something that had always been there. The bill she feared the most offered a payment plan if she called before the 15th. She had never seen that box, though it sat on the page every month. She made the call with a steady voice, set the plan, and the world did not end. This is how provision often looks under grace. Ordinary steps become visible, and your feet are willing to take them. A mother wrote to tell me her 9-year-old son was anxious at bedtime. She taught him one sentence he could say without tripping. I am safe and loved. My body knows how to rest. He put a hand on his belly, breathed until it rose like a small wave, and said the line like a bedtime song. He did not learn a doctrine. He learned a rhythm: speak, feel, seal. The next week, his teacher mentioned he was less jumpy in the morning. Children respond quickly because they have not practiced arguing with their own good. Adults can learn the same ease. If you need something closer to a lab note, think of what did not happen. Sarah did not spend an hour making a vision board. She took 2 minutes to engrave a heading on her morning. Michael did not rehearse 30 comebacks. He chose to speak once with a settled chest. Anna did not win a game show. She noticed a box her fear had hidden. The 9-year-old did not learn a perfect meditation. He found a sentence his body believed. In each story, the decree did not erase reality. It arranged attention. Once attention is steady, the next lawful step appears. That is the magic most people miss because it is quiet. There were still messy moments. Sarah had one client cancel on day 9. She did not call the law broken. She held the line that right clients find her, and 2 days later, a replacement job fit the exact hours she had freed. Michael still felt heat in his neck when the loud colleague spoke over him. He noticed the heat, returned to the sentence, and found himself asking a clear question that turned the room. Anna still has a budget. The decree did not print bills at night. It gave her a calm hand with the ones she already had, and calm hands make better moves. The child still had dreams. The line helped him float, not fight. I tell you these to quiet the part of your mind that demands spectacle. The law rarely shouts. The law obeys. Your word goes forth and does not return void is not a poster. It is a postal route. You stamp the letter at night. The system moves it while you rest. Morning puts the envelope on top of the stack. You feel a small lift in the chest and you do the next right thing because it is now visible and doable. Under grace and in perfect ways means the route is safe and the timing is kind. If you look for a miracle shaped like a lightning bolt, you may miss the miracle shaped like a door that swings easily on its hinge. Proof does not always glitter. Sometimes proof is a humming shower, a softer jaw, a reply that did not take effort, a phrase that arrives in the middle of a meeting and saves you 5 minutes, a checkbox you finally see, a child who sleeps. These are not accidents, they are returns. You spoke, you felt, you sealed. And the unseen, obedient as always, arranged a path you could actually walk. When doubt still whispers, give it 1 week of honest testing the way a carpenter tests wood. Keep the decree small enough to hold. 1 scene, 1 conversation, 1 bill, 1 hour. Speak in the present. Let the body say yes. Seal it. Sleep. Then wake and watch like a scientist with a soft heart. Mark what moves. Mark what feels lighter. Mark the places where order arrives before you ask. Proof will not beg for your attention. It will stand quietly in the doorway until you notice. When you do, say thank you out loud. Gratitude is how you keep the door from closing. It tells the house, more of this, please. Your word is your wand. The stories are not the point. The pattern is. What you stamp at night becomes the headline of your morning. You can test that pattern tonight without belief, without drama, without expense. Speak, feel, seal. Let the quiet answer come. It will. You do not need a ceremony. You need 2 minutes, your voice, and a steady breath. Sit at the edge of the bed. Put the phone face down in another room if you can. Let one hand rest on your chest so you remember you have a body, not just thoughts. Breathe until your shoulders drop. When the breath turns soft, you begin. The order is simple and it never changes. Speak the words. Let the feeling warm them. Seal everything in quiet. Start with gratitude, because gratitude points the mind toward what is already working. Keep it small and true, something from today that your body can remember. Say it out loud so your ear witnesses your voice. I am grateful that the green light stayed long enough for me to pass. I am grateful for the friend who checked on me. I am grateful my body carried me through this day. Do not search for a grand reason. Pick one tiny, bright bead and name it. Feel the chest soften as you say it. That softness is the path opening. Move to identity. In the original method, you heard the phrase, I am becoming. But tonight we speak as Florence taught, clean, present, and lawful. The subconscious files the present tense faster than it files a future wish. Tell it who you are now, in the line you choose to live. I now walk in ordered good. I now act with calm courage. I now attract right opportunities effortlessly. I now treat myself with love and respect. Speak it like a verdict, steady, not loud. If the old habit pushes back, repeat the line once with the same calm tone and breathe. You are not arguing. You are establishing. Then give tomorrow a clear instruction. Think of this as a memo to the night shift. the unseen servants that carry out the order while you rest. Keep the memo specific and positive. Tomorrow, I notice the opportunities I usually miss. Tomorrow, I speak the right words at the right time. Tomorrow, I move one important task forward with ease. Tomorrow, I feel energized and excited about my work. If you like the Florence signature, add the lawful cover that keeps outcomes kind, under grace and in perfect ways. For example, tomorrow I notice support everywhere under grace and in perfect ways. As you speak these three parts, gratitude, identity, instruction, keep your sentences brief. Short lines sink, long speeches float. The body helps you know when a sentence is right. The jaw loosens a little. The breath lengthens. The shoulders fall. That is the nervous system saying yes. Let that yes spread for a few beats. This is the feel part. Feeling is not drama. Feeling is warmth. Picture one scene that proves the words true, the paid bill and a small exhale, the clean sentence spoken in a meeting, the email sent with a calm hand, the smile from someone you love. Do not chase a movie of your whole life. Choose a still frame your body can hold without strain. Hold it for 10 to 30 seconds. No more. Now you seal. Seal means you stop adding, stop checking, stop bargaining. Close the mouth. Let the tongue rest. Breathe slowly and let the throat stay open. A quiet minute is enough. The quiet is not empty. It is a stamp that tells your system the letter is ready to travel. If a doubtful thought pops up, will this work? Answer once with the same final line you just spoke, then let the thought keep walking. You are not rude to your mind, you are firm. The letter is already in the night mail. Many people ask for examples, so here are clean lines you can adopt without effort. For money. Money circulates to me and through me freely. I now receive and pay in peace for work. I now do the right things at the right time, and right people respond. For health, my body restores itself wisely. I rest deep and wake light. For relationships, I communicate with love and clarity, and love answers me. For courage, I now speak once calm and clear, and it is received. Say the line that fits your season. Say it in the present. Say it out loud. Let your ear bear witness. If you notice yourself wanting to stack 5 goals into one night, smile and keep it simple. One identity line is enough. One instruction for tomorrow is enough. The mind thinks more lines equal more power. The law rewards clarity, not clutter. If you want to rotate areas of life, do it across nights, not inside a single night. Tonight might be about money. Tomorrow might be about a conversation. The next night might be about steady energy. The pattern is the same each time, and the body will learn the rhythm like a song. What if you forget and remember only after you have lain down in the dark? Whisper the lines anyway. The room does not need to hear you. Your ear does. What if you feel nothing while speaking? That is fine. Keep the body still and the breath kind. The warmth grows with practice, like a shy animal that learns you are safe. What if you fall asleep mid-sentence? Good. The sentence you finished will still file. This is not a test of performance. It is a habit of order. Do not edit your life while you decree. Do not negotiate with the past. Do not add but or unless. If you feel the urge to explain, that is the old lawyer returning. Send the lawyer home. You are not presenting a case. You are issuing a lawful order. When the order is given, the night knows what to do. In the morning, you will not need to push the river. You will notice a small lift, a hum in the shower, a clear word arriving on time, a door you used to miss. When it appears, say, "Thank you," out loud. Gratitude is how you keep the channel open. If you like form, you can keep the skeleton the same every night so the body relaxes into it. Gratitude for something from today. Identity in the present tense. Instruction for tomorrow. Speak, feel, seal. Some people add a closing signature that fits Florence and keeps the ego out of the way. This unfolds under grace and in perfect ways. If that phrase loosens your chest, use it. If a simpler seal feels better, whisper, "It is done," and roll to your side. Sleep as someone who has already mailed a letter to the morning. Remember the aim, not to shout your life into shape, but to line up your inner order so the next lawful step is obvious and doable. When you speak with warmth and brevity, the subconscious stops arguing and starts obeying. When you feel the line for a few breaths, you magnetize your attention to what matches. When you seal in quiet, you stop untying your own knot. Your word is your wand. You are not begging the world. You are training your night to hand your day the right page. Tonight you will do it once, simply, and let sleep finish the work. You wake up every morning and want one thing, a clean start that holds. So tonight we make it simple, small, and sure. 2 minutes before sleep, one voice, one line, one warm picture, one quiet seal. Then we repeat for 7 nights so the pattern becomes a path. No drama, no strain, just a steady rhythm your body can trust and your subconscious can obey. Begin with what is already here. Before you climb into bed, set the phone aside. Feel your feet on the floor. Put one hand on your chest so you remember you are not only thoughts, you are breath, warmth, and life. Think of one tiny good thing from today. The green light, the seat on the bus, the message from a friend. Say thank you out loud. Gratitude is the hinge that swings the door without squeak. The chest softens, the shoulders drop, the room gets kinder. Now you are ready to speak. Choose a present tense identity line that fits your season. Keep it short and lawful so your system files it fast. I now walk in, ordered good. I now act with calm courage. My supply circulates freely. I receive and pay in peace. Say it like a verdict, calm, exact. No begging, no maybe, no someday. Let the words sit in the room for a breath or two. Then let a small picture rise to meet them. See the bill stamped paid and feel your shoulders settle. See the email sent and feel your jaw loosen. See the meeting end and a quiet yes arrive on time. Do not reach for a movie. Hold a still frame your body can believe. When the warmth reaches your chest, you seal. Sealing is silence with a job. Close the mouth. Let the tongue rest. Breathe slowly for half a minute. If a thought knocks, will this work? Am I doing it right? Answer once with your line or with the old Florence seal, under grace and in perfect ways. Then let the thought float by like a cloud. The letter is stamped. The runner has left. You do not chase the mail truck down the street. You trust the route. Whisper, if you like, it is done. Roll to your side and sleep. In the morning, keep a little promise you can keep every day. Before you touch the phone, stand or sit and run the same rhythm for 60 seconds. Speak the line once. Feel the small picture for a breath or two. Seal in quiet. Then do one simple action that matches the line. Send one message. Move one task. Pay one small bill. The act is proof to your mind that your word is not a toy. It is a tool. That proof teaches your attention where to stand for the rest of the day. At night, give yourself a single line in a notebook. It is done because I am chassis. A. Fill the blank with one word that matches your decree. Clear, guided, courageous, provided, fair, disciplined, loved. The page does not need a speech. One line is enough. It is a lamp you turn on at the same time each night so your inner house learns the way. What if you forget a night? You begin again the next night without scolding. What if you feel nothing? You keep the body still and the breath kind. Warmth comes like a shy animal and stays longer each time. What if life is heavy? You practice anyway because seeds are planted in dark soil, not bright air. This is not denial. This is order. You are giving hope equal airtime so your system does not drown in noise. What should you look for as the days pass? Do not hunt for lightning. Notice quiet order, a softer jaw at the sink, a hum in the shower you did not force, the right phrase arriving in a tense moment, a checkbox on a bill you never saw before, a small door you used to miss. These are not accidents, they are returns. The decree goes forth and does not return void. Your attention is tuning to what matches your line, and your feet are willing to take the next lawful step. That is how mornings change without a fight. Make the commitment real. 7 nights. Mark the calendar if it helps. Set a reminder that says night gate. Use the same chair, the same hand on the chest, the same short sentence. Repetition is not prison, repetition is power. Every night you are telling the clerk which page to place on top. Every morning the clerk hands it back. The more often you do it, the less you will reach for old noise to fill the dark. If you want community around you, speak to it. Leave a comment with 2 things. Write, "I decide now," and add 1 short gratitude from today. 10 words are plenty. I decide now. Grateful for the ride home. I decide now. Grateful for clear breath. When you write it, you press the seal a little deeper. When you read other people's lines, you remember that order belongs to anyone who will ask for it and stand in it. If this practice helps you, subscribe and turn on the bell so your week keeps its rhythm. We build the habit together. There will be days when wind rises. A plan will shift. A person will test your edge. Your old sentence will want the microphone. You will feel the pull to explain, defend, prove. Return to the line instead. Speak it once inside your chest. Breathe until your shoulders lower. Move 1 small thing that matches it. Let the rest pass. The ocean obeys the moon without shouting. You can guide your day the same way, clear, steady, and quiet. When you close your eyes tonight, remember the shape of the practice, because the shape is the power. Speak the line in the present. Feel 1 warm picture. Seal with silence. Sleep as someone who knows the letter is already on its way. In the morning, do 1 act that agrees. At night, write 1 sentence that seals. 7 nights is enough to show your mind that this is not a trick. It is a law. Your word is your wand. Speak once. Seal it. Walk on. It is done.